kind of support.
All right. Talking about what is not political, I try to look at some of the critical ministries that are responsible in this sector. You have the Ministry of Water Resources, you have the Ministry of Agriculture, you have the Ministry of Environment. Now, rather than say we want to have something like probably a security summit or a coalition like we talked about, is it not possible that we bring together this respective ministry? We have like a task force with an agenda. You talked about the farmer who need to be resourced, who need to be insured, so that we have something more permanent rather than ecological fund just meant for, okay, if there is destruction, buy them food. How do we preserve, how do we set up a system beyond what we presently have? Because if we don't set up a new system, we keep doing it the way we're doing it, we'll never get the result.
Yeah, so one of the major challenges we've had, and we know it is not just with environment and climate, is also that every ministry wants to work alone. We cannot work in silos to solve a big issue like this. Everybody eats food, right? It is very important for our GDP as well. It is important for our national security as well. So just like the issue in court with some of the security agencies not working together to tackle the security issues is also the issue here. Who manages the dams, some of the dams we have? It is the Ministry of Water Resources. Who uses the dams? They are the farmers, right? So you must work together, the Ministry of Water Resources, the Ministry of Agriculture, all the river basins, authorities and all must work together. Also bringing in the Bank of Agriculture, bringing in the Ministry of Environment as well, and all the several agencies to form a strong ministerial, should I call it?
Joint ministerial action.
Yes, to ensure that we tackle this issue holistically. What we are joking with, when you look at the population of our country, you know, at independence, how many were we? About 60 million, right? Now, how many are we now? 230 million, they say. The land is degrading. The size of the country is even reducing. You know, we even cut one part and gave to Bakassi in Cameroon. Desertification is eating the arable land up north. So it means that we have just very small space. By 2050, our population is expected to grow to 400 million persons. Now we have to feed these people. If we are struggling to feed ourselves now, we are importing. So what happens in the next few years? And knowing that climate disasters will not stop. It is not about prayers. You know, we like to pray a lot in this country. It is reality. It is science. It will continue to exacerbate. So we must prepare. And preparation means that every hand must be on deck. We must ensure that the ministries work together. Not everyone just trying to take a shine.
Let's talk about building buffer dams. The Kashimbila Dam is the one that is built right now that's fully functional to, you know, absorb these shocks that come from flood. We hear that a study and design of the Dusin Hausa Dam has been completed, and we also hear that Daura Dam too, the study has also been completed. Well, one thing I would like to shine a focus on is the Datsun Hausa Dam, which has been in the pipeline for a while now. Why has this project stalled for so long? Would you say it's lack of political will, or would you say that is a financial constraint issue?
So there are actually two things which you have highlighted. To build a dam is not cheap. It requires huge resources. And at the point when our country is passing through, you know, borrowing and all of that, we actually need right investment. This can be a business. The Lagdo Dam was built within 5 years. And so if you look at the time this was proposed up till now, you should know that it should have been done by now. If there is the real political will and looking at the benefit. So the benefit will be huge. So we just need to do an economic analysis to see what are the real benefits. First, you're already preventing the annual flooding and the impact on the millions of Nigerians downstream. Secondly, you are using that same dam to generate electricity that we are suffering, right? Thirdly, that dam will also be used for irrigation. That dam will also be used for fishing. So it's a lot of job creation and all. So when you look at the advantages of having that dam, you will say, look, we need the right political will. And one of the challenges I've noticed is that government is looking for those star projects they can commission within 1 year or 2 years just to say this is what we've done. But there are some projects that outlive you, that you know this is for the nation. You know, it's not just for the political party, but for the nation. And that should bring the political will to ensure that a government starts this and we complete. When you hear, you know, some of these issues, yesterday I read about the second runway in Abuja airport and how it's been abandoned because of all of these, you know, variations and exchange rates differences and all. If we keep waiting, it will become even more expensive. So the right time to do it is now.
Yeah, can we quickly talk about our attitude to refuse disposal? Because we keep saying that we need to manage this, whether the individuals and even governments in disposing refuse in the proper way, so we don't get our drains clogged.
Yes, so I must at this point commend the Lagos state government. I mean, Lagos is always taking the lead in most things, even in areas of food security. You know, when you look at the food hubs in Lagos, where you can buy food at a very affordable price and all, you don't have that anywhere else. But when you see the population of Lagos and also know that 70% of food that Lagos consumes come from other states, you will know that something is happening in Lagos. And that's why, sincerely, I commend them for the ban on that wicked styrofoam. You know, once you use it, it's useless. You can't reuse it. It's useless. And you have millions of these. The question is, where do they go? You just dispose them. Two things. If you burn them, they release emission, greenhouse gases. It goes, it's in the atmosphere, it's there for over 1,000 years. You drop them in the gutter, you know, in the drainage system, it blocks the drainage system, it flows into the ocean. And think about the millions and billions of styrofoams that have been produced since the Industrial Revolution. Then you will know. The fact is that all the plastics that have been produced since plastic was discovered, they are all still within the earth. It's either it's in the ocean or it's up there, you know, as greenhouse gas emission. So states must take the lead on this. It's not everything that is federal government. I understand that a lot of people are employed, you know, from the production of this and all. We need to work with them to let them understand that they need to transition away from this and then provide some kind of alternatives. I mean, the other reusable plastic plates that we use, you use it at least 2-3 times. And even when you discard, you see these people who go around picking plastic, it is recyclable. That one is never recyclable. And we should start from there. It is not rocket science like the political people will say. In most African countries, there is the ban on single-use plastics, and it's working. Their cities are cleaner, they are better. We too must do this.
It's a good one that we see Lagos taking the lead on this. We hope that other states replicate this as well.
And
we must
even the
say,
FCT.
Yes, and even the FCT. We must say thank you so much for your time with us on the program. Michael Taragwa